Well, I can't even see because Cody is blocking the monitor. Well, greetings and salutations, everybody. Welcome to Movie Talk for movie fans. I am your host today, John Campea, and this is the daily show where we bring you everything going on in the world of movie news, plus a little bit of insight into what it all means. Our goal, to make sure you know more about what's going on in the world of movies than anybody else. Why am I at a desk all by myself today? Simple. I'm so damn fine, I don't want to make the rest of our hosts look bad by comparison. Try to be kind to them. Over there is, of course, leading it off today, Miss Perri Nemiroff.
Hi, guys. We are off to a great start today. It is a very special episode of Movie Talk today. Today is International Women's Day, a day when many across the world are going to go on strike in support of the fight against bigotry and against inequality. And we here at Collider have decided to support this day by highlighting our incredible female voices. So we have some of the most amazing ladies I know on this panel today, people that are pivotal to bringing you all the shows you love. So, John, who is joining me?
One of the other amazing hosts today, Miss Clarke Wolfe.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for having me.
Making her debut on the main table over there, Miss Natasha Martinez.
You guys, this is so strange for the Movie Talk logo to come up and me not be like, hey guys, I'm your host. It's so weird, but bear with me today. I'm super excited to be on the panel.
Completely surprised and impressed by the quality of the lighting on that table, Miss Ashley Mova.
I really am, and I just want to let you guys know that I'm so calm and cool and collected today. I am ready for this.
And, of course, Wendy Lee.
Yay, I'm sitting with the grown-ups.
Yay!
Yes, we're not at the kids' table anymore.
All right, settle down.
We got this. All right, so we have our fancy sidebar here, but today we are covering something new that just dropped. So, John, what is our little surprise story this morning?
Our surprise today, according to The Hollywood Reporter, director Joe Carnahan has left the third movie in the Bad Boy franchise with Bad Boys for Life. The report cites two reasons. Riley, get him out of here.
Oh my gosh. Get him out of here.
A little bit later, we will put up a number for a support line at the bottom. The report cites two reasons behind the move, with one claiming it could be over scheduling issues and another over the dreaded creative differences. Either way, it is yet another hurdle for the project that's been struggling to get going. The report states that the only recently got Will Smith to sign on to return alongside Martin Lawrence, and that they were almost ready to start filming later this fall for a November 8th, 2018 release date. No word yet on if that will change anything. Perri, thoughts on Joe Carnahan leaving Bad Boys for Life?
It's okay for Joe Carnahan. The guy is super busy right now. I'm a little nervous at this point for Bad Boys 3. This is a project that has a tough time getting to this point. And now that it's got, a plan to move forward, the fact that it doesn't have a director is making me a little nervous. It's got its stars attached, and it's got stars that Will Smith is a busy guy. It's very easy for him to say, okay, if this isn't looking good, I'm going to go somewhere else. So I'm a little nervous for the status of Bad Boys 3, if it's ever going to happen. However, Joe Carnahan has some good stuff that, might need his attention right now. He's writing the X-Force script. And, of course, we just talked about The Raid recently, too. He's supposed to write and direct that. So if he's shifting his focus to The Raid, I don't know if I have a problem with it. Clearly Josh McCouga did, but I kind of am all right with how this is panning out. So, Clarke, what do you think?
Well, first of all, I don't understand how the third Bad Boys movie is Bad Boys for Life. Like that, I feel like that title, just save it for the fourth one. But actually, what I first thought of here was a few weeks back, we reported, and it came out in the trades, that Michael Bay has said he is leaving the Transformers franchise. No, guys, I'm really done this time, I promise. And so, now that Will Smith is back on board, I'm wondering if Bay might jump on over there and take the franchise back. And if so, then I think I would be very interested. I think, I'm a huge Will Smith fan, but Will has been a little serious over the past couple of years. And I want to see, obviously I know Suicide Squad, but with Save Suicide Squad, I kind of want to see him have a little bit more fun. I want to see him be Will Smith, the Will Smith that I know and love. And so I feel like the idea of having both Martin Lawrence and Will Smith and now Michael Bay might allegedly have a opening in his schedule, that could be a match made in heaven.
The Michael Bay point does pique my interest a little. Natasha, you into that idea?
I mean, if Michael Bay's going to leave Transformers and go to Bad Boys, do it, please, because I actually liked the first Transformers, and I would have loved to see the franchise develop into something awesome, but unfortunately, Bay, no. you can't. Yeah, it's not my cup of tea. But I actually haven't seen the Bad Boys movies, but I know a ton of other people do, and it makes me nervous that, it's never a good sign when you hear that it's getting a hard time off the ground. But I know it's for sure going to happen because so many people love the franchise. And again, like if Will Smith is attached, like I buy anything with Will Smith. So
No, cue
maybe
all the
this could be-
comments asking Natasha to do a Bad Boys commentary.
There it is.
I'm sure
I
that's
don't
coming.
see that like Natasha should do a commentary. Like I'm all for it, guys. I
As
had a
long
blast.
as you see it, one way or the other. Wendy, what do you think about this?
I mean, it's totally understandable, I think, for Joe to be leaving this project because he is busy. And plus, the raid seems like something he's so passionate about, and he wants to focus everything he has on that movie, which I am totally okay with. I don't think that Bad Boys 3 or Bad Boys for Life is going to have a hard time finding another director. However, I am reading on the Hollywood Reporter that Carnahan wrote part of the script.
Yeah.
So does that mean we're kind of going to get a weird mixture of a story because you're now passing off this half-written script?
I hope
So
not.
that kind of worries me a little bit because a lot of people like Josh McCouga really, really likes this franchise. So it would break my heart if like this one comes back with Will Smith and it's just a so-so.
Yeah, the more alarming part of this story, and it's fair to word it this way, is when they say the dreaded creative differences, because, normally that does not produce the best result when you're thinking about a final feature. Ashley?
Yeah. And they were aiming for a November 2018 release, and with Carnahan working on the script and then potentially having to rewrite it, it kind of pushes it back even further. And with Martin Lawrence and Will Smith just signing on, like, will they contractually still be obligated to be doing the movie with changing all this stuff around, and it's going to interfere with their schedules. So, I mean, the only thing that kind of has me interested in this is Martin Lawrence and Will Smith. So if they're gone, like, why would I even go see this? And who on earth is asking for this movie besides Josh McCouga? That's what I want to know.
I think he's the one just piloting the whole movement, like Bad Boys.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right, just because we should probably move on right now.
There
you go.
Nice.
John, what's our first main story for the day?
Your first main story for the day, Deadline is reporting that a feature film based on the popular Square Enix video game Just Cause has signed Aquaman's Jason Momoa to star, with San Andreas helmer Brad Peyton coming on board to direct. The story, like the game, follows Rico Rodriguez, played by Momoa, who is an operative for an organization known as The Agency. Not much more is known about the plot, with Deadline Story saying that the rest is currently under wraps. A release date has not yet been set. Wendy, thoughts on a Just Cause adaptation with Jason Momoa?
I mean, at this point, I would buy Jason Momoa in anything. I loved him in Game of Thrones. The little clip I saw of him as Aquaman, I was like, yes, the flowy hair and the woo, gimme.
The body rolls.
Yeah, the thing
underwater.
is, girl. So the thing is that with Just Cause, this is totally in his wheelhouse. I see Jason as a big action star. He can totally pull off this type of movie, and I'm hoping that this is finally the video game movie we've been hoping to get. Just because it's not in the more like fantastic realm, because Warcraft didn't really quite work for me. Assassin's Creed didn't really quite work out for me. So I'm thinking this one, I say this with every video game movie that comes out, like please be it. The only other thing is, how much are they gonna pay Jason Momoa to cut off his hair?
They're going to do that?
Well, I mean, the character in the video game has short hair.
No, that can't happen.
But they can change it. That's a creative thing that they can
seems like
change.
a fair reason to stick to changing the source material in this case.
Yeah.
Also, that is the benefit that I think Just Cause has compared to some other adaptations out there. Is this is an open world game.
Yeah.
So even though it's got the beats that could start to formulate a story for them, it's not like they're boxed in. And what I've heard of this game and what I've watched online at this point, this thing is nuts.
Yeah.
This isn't just about a super spy trying to save the day. His abilities and what he can do and all of his gadgets, and he parachutes or hang glides. I don't know what that thing is. I mean, this game is legit just about blowing stuff up. And when you have Jason Momoa and Brad Peyton, the guy who directed San Andreas, I mean, what better package for something like this? You can't really talk about video game adaptations anymore without someone saying, "Oh, is this gonna, break the bad spell with video game adaptations?" I don't think this is the project to do it, because I think when most people talk about that, they're like, "I want a good story with deep characters and all that." This should just be fun. As long as they approach this and they're like, "Let's have fun with this," I think they're going to be on the right track.
Yeah.
What do you think, Mova?
I'm into it. I personally have never played the video game. I know that Brad Peyton and Jason Momoa work together on a Netflix series called Frontier.
Yeah.
I've also never seen that, but it's always great to have a duo that have worked together before. I saw San Andreas. I like San Andreas. It did well at the box office. Some parts were kind of really cheesy for me. I'm excited to see kind of a different world of video game trying to go over into the movies, but I would love to see like a horror like a scary video game become like a horror movie. There was a lot of talks for Five Nights at Freddy's, and I personally would love a Clock Tower video game horror movie. So I think that maybe a horror thing would kind of give video games an opportunity to come to the big screen. But I am excited about this because they are a duo that have worked together, and I like San Andreas.
All right, Clarke. First, are you so over talking about how maybe there's a magical video game out there that could make a good movie? And do you think this is any shot?
I mean, look, at the end of the, I like what you said about the open world aspect of this game in particular. You know, using the loose threads of the game to make an adaptation, I think, is a great idea. And look, Jason Momoa is an action star. He's an action star in the making, and I think that he's probably going down the similar path of The Rock, which I think makes sense. Momoa is fun. He's really funny. He's a great dramatic actor, but he's also badass as hell, and he looks great. And so I think if they take a page from the San Andreas playbook of just going out there to have a good time and, like you said, blow stuff up and you know, just do kind of like a rip-roaring action adventure movie, that's exactly what Momoa needs right now. So
You saw Bad Batch, right?
No, I haven't seen
my
that one yet. I
God.
missed it at Fantastic Fest.
You need to see that, and he is really great in
Well,
that.
you know, he was on this show called The Red Road, which was on the Sundance Channel, and that was Aaron Guzikowski's show. And that was a straight drama. It was, I think, 3 or 4 seasons long, and he was excellent in it. And I think Momoa has he's a lot more versatile than people maybe give him credit for. And I think Hollywood is just on the brink of discovering that and casting him in those types of roles. And I think Aquaman is going to help. Plus, the idea that this director wants to keep working with him because the Frontier show is a dramatic series as well. So I think that's a great sign.
All right, Natasha, what do you think? You want to see some Jason Momoa range or just him blowing stuff up?
I'll see Jason Momoa doing anything, honestly. So that's my big buying point for this. But I think what made San Andreas so lovable at the box office, and the reason why it made so much money is because it owned what it was. And so I think, like, we're all kind of saying, if, you know, this video game movie just embraces that and does that, then it'll do well. You know, it sounds like a summer movie to me. Like, I'll be chomping on my popcorn, looking at Jason Momoa in a parachute, and I don't know, his hair's flown in the wind. Like, it'll be great. But yeah, in terms of the whole, is this the video game? Like, I'm over the video games, guys. Like, I tried with World of Warcraft. Like, I tried with that because my little brother is obsessed with that game. And when that movie came out, I was like, I need to see why he is so obsessed with this game. And I was so disappointed. So I don't know. I mean, I think too, you need to separate, like, kind of like the Disney movies, like separate the original from the adaptation. So we'll see how this one goes, but I am intrigued with Jason Momoa and the explosion.
Do you guys feel that he has been consistently cast in these like brute action roles? Right, like he's like a man's man.
His look is
so,
just
which is I see the typecast, but
Yeah.
do you also see him hopefully evolve into something more like in the dramatic roles?
Well, again, he's breaking out of that on television. He's had plenty of examples, and his production company, Pride of Gypsies, is actually trying to make small movies that he takes part in that do break out of that, you know, brute action hero role. So again, I think it's just Hollywood needs to catch up, and I do think that they will, because once Aquaman comes out, and I do think it's going to be successful. I have more than enough faith in James Wan. I have more than enough faith in Momoa as this character. I think Hollywood is going to start giving him more.
Totally.
I'd
All
like
right.
to see that.
It's that time. Let's move on to story number 2.
According to a report from Deadline, Eva Green is in talks to star in Tim Burton's Dumbo remake. Sources for the outlet say the actress is being eyed for one of the 3 main adult roles, which is now edging closer to a production start. Green has worked for Burton before as the title character in Burton's family fantasy Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, as well as in Burton's vampire comedy Dark Shadows. A release date has not yet been targeted. Clarke, thoughts on Eva Green joining Tim Burton's live-action Dumbo remake?
color me shocked. I'm not shocked, not at all. I mean, it's very obvious that they have a great working relationship, and he, similar to maybe Helena Bonham Carter before her, and Lisa Marie, another one of his muses, Winona Ryder. I think he likes to work with the same Johnny Depp even.
Yeah.
I think he likes to work with the same talent multiple times because I think he's a very particular director, and so if you find somebody that you work well with, then there's no better way to go into production. I will say about Peregrine, it won me over. When I saw it, I was not expecting to like it, and while I didn't love the first act, once it really started going, I enjoyed it a lot. And I think we saw a lot of, not just that, like, I think we can all acknowledge that the whole Tim Burton weirdness, in quote fingers, is becoming very mainstream, and it doesn't, his relationship with Disney and what he's brought to the table with his previous Disney outings aren't my favorite. But I do think that at its core, if you're going to adapt Dumbo is a really twisted, messed up kids movie and cartoon. And also, when Tim Burton got into like the whole monster element of Miss Peregrine, I saw some of that Tim Burton like authentic weirdness that I fell in love with, throughout my childhood. So I do think that if he finds a project that he's passionate about, and I hope that Dumbo is that, then that could be a great fit. And Eva Green, I mean, if you guys know anything about me, Penny Dreadful is my jam. I love it so much, and she is a brilliant actress across the board. So, I mean, I'm interested in anything she does.
Which is a very fair point, because even though I never finished Penny Dreadful, that still has one of my favorite TV episodes of all time, episode 5 of season 1.
Closer Than Sisters.
Oh, I love that one.
It's
all
great.
right.
Watch Penny Dreadful, guys.
Wendy, what do you think? Tim Burton plus Eva Green, does that equal good Dumbo movie?
I mean, I don't know if it equals good Dumbo movie. I love seeing Eva Green on screen, so I buy anything with her in it. Although in the past I have talked about I'm not super interested in a live action Dumbo movie. Even with Burton in charge of the movie, it's not a happy movie. It's not really a happy movie. So I really don't understand why there was a need to make this in the first place, but the casting of her totally makes sense. Seeing Tim Burton's track record for working with actors he's worked with in the past, Johnny Depp, Helena Bonham Carter, so it totally makes sense. She is a phenomenal actress, so having someone like her in this movie makes me want to see it just a little bit more. But I'm not quite ready to give up my wallet for this movie yet.
I'm having a hard time writing off a live-action Dumbo just because of their track record with adapting their classics to live action, and especially because, Beauty and the Beast. We saw it. Most of us liked it. They're doing some good stuff with that. And I think if Beauty and the Beast proved anything to me, it's that these stories deserve to be retold. And I understand the idea of wanting to direct people back to the original. However, it's a new generation out there. And wouldn't it be a shame if they didn't experience these stories at all because it wasn't, with modern technology and in whatever medium that speaks to them nowadays. But, the fact that this movie is still having a hard time locking in cast is making me a little nervous. And I'm not the biggest fan of Alice in Wonderland, Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland. So I don't really know what he's going to bring to this to make it good, like as I saw Cinderella and Beauty and the Beast. But, Will Smith passed. Chris Pine's talks fell through. Tom Hanks, I don't think we have an answer about that. But if you're going to put Eva Green in a movie, then I'm going to start to turn around a little and be a little hopeful, because even though she has taken a whole bunch of movies that I don't think live up to her standards, it is so clear that so many movies are good because she elevated them. You could say that about Dark Shadows. You could say that about Peregrine, too. And I liked Peregrine. I think there's a lot of commendable elements of that movie, but she is the anchor of that movie. She is just mesmerizing and captivating. I really don't think there is a better option to star in a Tim Burton adaptation of Dumbo. Ashley, what do you think?
Like Perri, what you brought up about a new generation of kids seeing a Dumbo movie. From what I remember from my childhood, I haven't seen Dumbo in years. So to hear you guys say that it's dark and twisted, from my childhood, what I remember from Dumbo is this cute little elephant with these huge ears just trying to fit in.
The feather.
So I want the kids nowadays to kind of have the same takeaway. So to see Tim Burton taking on this movie, I don't know how I still even feel about that step. And then Eva Green, she's such a badass in my mind that it's even making it darker to me, and I just keep picturing Dumbo with these Coraline button eyes.
Oh my
and
God.
It's just
That would
getting
be
darker
cool.
and darker.
That
and I'm
would
like,
be great.
And I'm like, this isn't the Dumbo I know. So I'm interested to see what this take is like, but this isn't what I remember from my childhood at all.
So wait, Natasha, you want Dumbo a la Coraline?
I want creepy Dumbo, guys. It's my memories of Dumbo. I mean, I'm pretty sure I only watched it once because I like cried the whole time, but it was creepy to me. I mean, the circus, like the animal abuse, the poor mom dying. It's just, it's weird.
I don't even remember any.
I don't know.
You
bro.
like blocked it out. It's so
blocked it out.
traumatic that you said no more.
I mean, that's what I remember about Dumbo. So to me, the only thing that I needed to hear about a Dumbo remake was Tim Burton and Dumbo. That was it. The fact that he's having Eva Green in here, that's cool. I like that he works with people that he's worked on a lot of other projects with. I think that chemistry is super important. But yeah, I'm excited to see what this remake is going to be about, especially with the success of Cinderella. I mean, I'm all for Disney live action, guys. I don't think that's any surprise. But I mean, I think that the live actions that they're picking, you know, Aladdin, Lion King, Winnie the Pooh, which actually I didn't even know that they were doing, but that's going to be super cool too. The only one I'm on the fence about is the Cruella de Vil remake with Emma Stone, because I just can't see it yet.
Really?
But, yeah, I can't see it
excited
yet.
for that.
But I totally am in for a creepy Dumbo a la Tim Burton, and sure, why not throw Eva Green in there?
So Johnny Depp is not signed up for this movie as of right now.
He seems like
Dumbo, right?
such a. I mean, with
I
this,
just
But I hope
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
I would
if
not be
his name
surprised,
was
and then he's
mixed
gonna
at some
pile a
point.
bunch of makeup on his face.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
have this
don't
kind
say
of
it.
weird
Don't
hand
say it.
I hope not.
That's
I
what
really
I'm hoping
hope
it
not.
won't happen, because
Yeah.
then that movie's completely lost to me.
Yeah, hopefully
I
he's
agree.
busy with other things. I mean that respectfully.
Pirates 5.
All right, now it's time for Buy or Sell, the segment of the show when we get to say whether or not we're going to buy or sell these stories. So, John, what is our first topic?
Ladies and gentlemen, the day has come. The hour is nigh. Every morning, waking up and scratching off those boxes on the calendar has led to this. The Geostorm trailer is here. The first trailer has been released for Geostorm, the long-delayed disaster pick starring Gerard Butler himself. Geostorm tells the insane story that sees Gerard Butler trying to prevent climate-controlling satellites from unleashing a storm of epic proportions. According to the trailer, I think he failed. With his brother discovering a plot to assassinate the president, of course. The movie is directed by Independence Day writer Dean Devlin, with Skydance Pictures producing. It's slated to hit theaters on October 20th, 2017. Still too far away. Ashley, buy or sell the new trailer for Geostorm?
Okay, don't kill me, guys, but I half buy it. Let me explain why. Because this doesn't seem like this doesn't seem like your typical action movie where it's just explosion after explosion. I'm interested to see how we, grow attached, I guess, to these characters and their stories, because it does seem like there's a little bit of love there, and I'm interested to see what their stories are. And it's also crazy to think that maybe in the future there will be a way that we can control
Don't
the
say that.
climate. That would be
never know.
insane. No, exactly. You never know. But honestly, hearing about the plot, I did not get that plot whatsoever from this trailer. Like, the president? What? Like, what are you talking about? So, hearing the plot, I did not get that from this trailer, but separating the two, I kind of buy it.
Well, don't worry, because I'm full buying
Oh,
this.
yeah, girl.
It's just a
Yeah.
teaser. It's just a teaser trailer, so we're not going to get a whole ton of story
That was a
from
long
this. but-
teaser.
Yeah, it was pretty long. It was pretty long, and I wouldn't say this is anything groundbreaking or new, but I am someone who grew up watching stuff like Twister and Armageddon and The Day After Tomorrow on repeat. This is my kind of stuff. I have strong feelings, you all know, about Independence Day resurgence. So I don't know how much confidence I have in Dean Devlin, but when I see a teaser trailer like this, it speaks to like the crazy batshit fun I want in the movie. So fingers crossed, this isn't just crazy stupid and it's crazy fun. Natasha, what do you think about this?
Well, apparently I'm the first one to just take a big old doo-doo on this teaser because I did not like it. Actually, oh my gosh, I kind of laughed a little bit when the It's What a Wonderful World song came on, and it was like, what a wonderful
I was so
world.
into it.
No, I didn't like it. I was like, are you serious? Really? Growing up, I loved Day After Tomorrow. Like, it's not that I don't like natural disaster movies. I do, but maybe it's because it just seems so generic to me, and I gotta sell it, and I also sell the slow What a Wonderful World.
All right, Clarke, what do you think? Dean Devlin's feature directorial debut.
Yeah.
Do you have hope for it?
This side of the table is selling it, but for different reasons.
Haters corner.
To me, I don't want to see this. It's too real. I don't need to watch the Earth completely crumble because I am concerned that in my lifetime I will be seeing this without having to pay $18 for IMAX and 3D. So I also just like Ashley pointed out. I mean, the description that John read, where is that in here? Nowhere. So it doesn't spell success to me. So I'm not interested.
All right, Wendy. It comes down to you. Are
All
we
right.
half haters, half not?
Well, I was completely unaware of the plot when I watched the teaser until John read it out loud, and I was like, oh, that's what it's about. What I saw was stupid fun, disaster movie. I am 100% buying this trailer. I'm going to sit there just a la Alice with an extra large corn. I'm going to
I think it's an even split though because Ashley half bought
Yes,
it.
this is
So,
true.
the panel
true.
is
All right.
really divided.
We like to play it fair here at Collider Movie Talk. John, what's our next story?
You might as well be reserving the seats at next year's Academy Awards for the producers of Geostorm. Buy or sell topic number 2 today. Sony Pictures has released an extended clip from their upcoming sci-fi film, Life. The movie stars Jake Gyllenhaal, Rebecca Ferguson, and Ryan Reynolds, and revolves around the 6-member crew of the International Space Station as they come into contact with the very first evidence of biological life on Mars, a small single-celled organism. As they begin to research the specimen, this life proves far more dangerous than they could have ever imagined. The movie is written by Deadpool's Paul Wernick and Rhett Reese and is directed by Daniel Espinosa. It hits theaters on March 24th. Natasha, buy or sell this new clip from Life?
I buy it. I loved the whole clip. I cannot wait for this, guys. I mean, space movies, Ryan Reynolds, some alien action in there. I was so sold on this clip. The whole thing with the life organism totally crushing that guy's hand. Like when it first happened, I'm like, oh, it's just his hand. I'm like, he can slip it out. And then it was almost as if it was going into his hand, and I felt like I was gonna see like a mummy type of thing where like the beetle went under the skin. I was so into this. I cannot wait for it. Anything in space just really intrigues me. And like with Arrival, I mean, I loved Arrival, but you know, the aliens were nice in that. And I was like, okay, like that's nice, but I want to see bad aliens. So I'm really excited for this film, guys.
All right, Clarke. This movie has some big competition with the Alien Covenant promotional campaign right now. So how did Life do for you?
It did well. Look, I have room in my heart for 2 alien movies at one time. I can take them as separate entities, and I liked this clip a lot. A lot of times when I was hesitant about even watching the clip in the first place because I didn't want too much to be given away, but I thought this was a great way to sell this movie. A great little tease, a little nugget that sort of represents what the bigger picture is. It works really well as an isolated scene, so I buy it.
Absolutely. I'm buying it as well. I think my only minor nitpick about this is I wish they didn't present it as a bit of a trailer at the beginning. That kind of threw me off a little because when I see a clip, I like to have that opportunity to get my first opportunity to get a sense of, you know, the environment and the tone. So it took me a little while to get used to it. But once we got to the good stuff, wow, that's pretty freaking eerie. And this is also a perfect clip to have released when the trailers are so heavily focused on this moment. So even though they've got this big scare that's going to catch eyes and get butts in seats, I have a very good feeling that this didn't spoil the majority of the movie.
Yeah.
So good on them. Mova, what do you think?
Huge buy for me. Jake Gyllenhaal and Ryan Reynolds. Oh my gosh, I love the both of them. And I think, John, you said that the Deadpool writers, Paul Wernick and Rhett Reese, are writing this. And Deadpool, my favorite comic book movie of all time. Yes. I love Deadpool. And you can even see that, like, parts of this were a little bit of, like, a comedic undertone. So, I'm super, super excited to see this. One thing that I hated about this was seeing that little rat strapped down. It was killing me.
I'm surprised I didn't bring that up.
I was so sad. But
No, it's true.
that-
There was a human man getting every bone in his hand crushed, and now she's like, okay, this is all right. But then they showed a mouse, and she's like, oh no!
Wendy, are we going 5 for 5 on this one?
We're going 5 for 5 on this
Yeah.
one. I was fully invested in this clip, and as he was trying to get his hand out, I found myself holding my own hand, like, and then, you know, when they, with the finger, I was like, oh my God, I can't wait for this movie, to see this movie in theaters. And I think this clip really sold me because the previous poster that we saw with just the floating heads, I was like, what is this movie even about? They're not marketing it right. I take all that back because I love this clip.
Hey, look at that. 5 for 5 for life. All right, John, what's our next story?
Next story is, I apologize in advance, this is the name of the movie. Imperative Entertainment has announced that I Don't Feel at Home in This World Anymore director Macon Blair will direct The Shitheads as his sophomore feature, enlisting Tracy Morgan and Luke Wilson to star. Described as the last detail by way of Bret Easton Ellis, the dark comedic road movie follows a pair of deeply unqualified bozos, I love that word, who've been hired to transport a troubled teenage millionaire to rehab. Mayhem and general shenanigans ensue. Danny McBride and Dave Gordon Green's Rough House Pictures will co-produce, with a release date yet to be determined. Perri, buy or sell Macon Blair's new movie, The Shitheads?
I'm surprising myself, and I'm going to buy this. Normally, I don't really like things that sound like broad comedies and silly stories, and this sounds really silly to me. However, Macon Blair.
Yeah.
And if you don't know who Macon Blair is, you should see Blue Ruin and Green Room, which he also served in a producerial role on those movies as well. But he also has that movie, I Don't Feel at Home in This World Anymore, which you can actually watch, I think, right now on Netflix. I haven't gotten the chance to watch it, but that's his feature directorial debut, and it won the U.S. Dramatic Grand Jury Prize at Sundance. And I just have a lot of faith in him as a filmmaker across the board. He's a great actor. Apparently, he's a solid producer and a great director, it seems. So I think that this complete package is what's giving me hope. Again, the summary doesn't really do it for me. I envision that coming across as some sort of, silly, wide release comedy with like poop and fart jokes, things like that. But you put Macon Blair in charge of all that, I'm going to give it a shot. I see you nodding over there, Clarke.
Yeah, because I knew you were going to buy this for that exact reason, for the Blue Ruin and Green
I that
Room
predictable?
reference. I just knew. I know your type a little, at least. But no, and the reason that I was nodding is because I buy it for all of the exact same reasons. This was initially a huge sell for me. I couldn't have been less interested. But as I was reading the details about who was involved, David Gordon Green and Danny McBride, who, again, are known for big, broad, comedy, but at the same time, if you dig a little deeper, have such a dark streak in them. As we know, they're about to get on board with Halloween. And Macon, I interviewed Macon for Green Room. He's super smart. I love everything he had to say. He's in the film. He's a fabulous actor. And so it seems to me that all of these guys' sensibilities really line up. It sounds like a great creative pairing. As far as Luke Wilson goes, he has some weird indie comedies in his background. So really, for me, the surprise is going to be Tracy Morgan, because I feel like I haven't seen him not do his Tracy Morgan shtick in a really long time. And so I want to see how he fits into this, but I definitely buy it.
All right, Wendy, what do you think?
Well, unfortunately, I'm going to sell. I am selling just because the plot doesn't immediately pique my interest. But on you guys' point, I am excited to see another project from Macon. I am excited to see Luke Wilson and Tracy Morgan in this. So there is still a little bit of hope. Like maybe, as we find out more about this movie, I will become more and more interested. But as of right now, I'm seeing the plot and I'm thinking, I've seen this already before. It's going to be slightly predictable, and I'm just not invested in it yet.
Ashley, did we convince you?
Well, coming from someone who loves poops and fart jokes, I buy this solely based on title, first of all. And I love Tracy Morgan. I love Luke Wilson. I will forever think of Luke Wilson as the love interest in Legally Blonde.
Yes.
And I haven't seen him in so
I know.
long.
Where has he
So
been?
I went to his IMDb page and I saw that he was actually a voice in Rock Dog. Shout out to Christian Harloff. I'm glad he's getting back out there again, but I think what could really make or break this movie is the chemistry between Tracy Morgan and Luke Wilson, and who will be cast as this teenage millionaire. I'd love to see some Justin
I'm going to call it
Bieber
right
up
now.
in
I'm
here.
sorry to interrupt.
Go
It's
for it.
going to be a Franco.
Yes, I would love
Whether
that.
it's Dave or James. James might be a little too
has to be
old,
Dave.
but Dave.
Yeah.
Or someone. Don't they have aren't they like the Hemsworth and they have a magic third Franco brother? I don't know.
Could be a very good
magic
prediction.
third.
I'm going to call it. It's going to be a Franco.
I would love that.
All right,
Yes, that is so
Natasha,
funny.
with or without a Franco, are you buying or selling this?
Sprinkle a little Franco in there, maybe I would buy it more. I'm putting this on hold because the little summary here really doesn't do it for me. Besides the troubled teenage millionaire to rehab, because I do think that I mean, that's kind of funny. But I would actually love to check out Macon's film, I Don't Feel at Home in This World, on Netflix. I can't believe I haven't checked it out yet because I watch Netflix all the time. So I'm going to put it on hold until I see that, see what kind of skills he's got. I'm all into actors, getting into producing and directing. So yeah, it's on hold for me.
Oh, absolutely. Watching the movie is definitely going to be a priority for me as well. All right, John, what's up next?
All right, next up, filming is currently underway on the untitled Han Solo movie, and they're not quite finished with the casting yet. Just as StarWars.com confirmed that Michael K. Williams has signed on to co-star in the movie alongside Alden Ehrenreich, Woody Harrelson, Emilia Clarke, Donald Glover, and Thandie Newton, Variety's own Justin Kroll tweeted out an update about the role. According to what he's hearing from a few sources, Kroll speculates that Williams could be playing the villain in the movie. Though Disney has not confirmed Williams' role, we'll have to wait and see who he's playing when young Han Solo hits theaters on May 25th, 2018. Wendy, buy or sell Michael K. Williams as the possible villain in the young Han Solo movie?
I 100% buy this. I'm just looking at this picture. He looks menacing. He looks intimidating. And yesterday, I think maybe the day before, Christian brought up that he possibly could be playing Cad Bane. That's a character we've only seen in Clone Wars. Yes. So, I mean, to have someone like him play that role, I am 100% for it. And why not introduce, something from the canon into the movies?
I only first got to my Cad Bane episodes recently.
Oh my God, you're
what
in
a
for a
cool
ride.
character. We need a big screen rendition of Cad Bane. I'm so excited about that. But one way or the other, whether he's a good guy, he's a villain, whoever he's playing, I don't really care. I'm always going to buy a Michael K. Williams story. This guy is great. Obviously, he's very well known for The Wire, but go on his IMDb page and scroll for even 5 seconds, and I guarantee you could find 4 or 5 titles at least where you have seen him and you have seen him deliver great, great work. Ashley, what do you think about this?
Oh my gosh, huge buy for me. I love Michael K. Williams in The Night Of. I'm a huge Night Of fan, and there's been talks of season 2, so I really hope that the two don't collide because I'd love to see him in both. And I'm loving all the diversity that we're seeing in the Star Wars world. That is something that's really attracting me to this, so huge buy for me.
Natasha?
Yeah, I mean, I buy anything Han Solo at this point. Like, really, I think everyone does. There's not going to be someone that comes in on this cast and people are like, I'm not going to see it now. Like, yeah, throw Michael K. Williams in there. Like Wendy said, he looks like a villain. So I would love to see some badass action from this guy.
And Clarke?
Yeah, I'm gonna buy it as well. I'm so stoked on this movie in general. I love Miller and Lord. I think they can do no wrong. I think this is the perfect matchup for them. The cast is fabulous, and Michael K. Williams is one of those actors who is such a chameleon. I, as you were saying, scroll through his IMDb page, I found myself going, oh, that was him. Oh, that was him. Where he first came on my radar is The Purge Anarchy, where he's not playing a villain, but he's also an antagonist in a lot of ways, and he was great in that movie. I mean, to me, he was the character that stood out the most out of that whole film. And so to hear that he could potentially be taking on another more antagonistic role, I love that.
Yeah, he's another example, kind of like Eva Green, where even if he's in a movie that I don't love overall, he does tend to shine. And most recently, Assassin's Creed. I did not like that movie much at all, but something about him, it's magnetizing. It's a really great way to describe his work. All right, so now we are getting ready to move on over to our mailbag segment of the show. But first, we are taking your live Twitter questions at the end, so start sending them in now to Collider Video on Twitter, and John is going to pick some good ones for us. We also have a bunch of plugs to share today. Oh, you can catch the Team Schmodown match that went up yesterday. Tough beats. Hopefully I don't make your ears bleed. We played the Nerds Watch, so that one dropped yesterday. We also have the next round of our Villains Tournament up. There's a link for that actually in the description section of this episode of Movie Talk, so please go check that out. We also had some lovely ladies on this panel participate in the Beauty and the Beast commentary, so you might want to watch that before the new movie comes out. And then, of course, we have Awesome-tacular. Clearly, I should never say that word. Which came out on Friday. We have the link to that in the description section of this post as well. So, mailbag time. John, what's our question?
All right, our email today comes from Amber, and Amber writes, I just saw Raw and I was blown away by how good it was. You should all check it out. That said, I know Raw is directed by a female director. What new female directors are you excited about? Thanks, and keep up the good work.
Well, first off, we need more Raw shout-outs in this world because there's nothing wrong with how it kind of broke into the scene from TIFF, where this was the movie where you might have heard about people passing out during the screening. And
Is it the one with in the trailer they're rubbing their bodies with the paint?
Oh,
okay.
yeah, we talked about that. The blue and yellow.
Yeah.
That
Make it green.
It didn't become
proper
green.
Okay, no, we don't need to discuss that now. But that was the hot story when this movie premiered. And, something like that sets certain expectations where you're thinking it's going to be some sort of gross out cannibal movie. And there's certainly some gross moments in this, but Raw is so much more than anything you would expect from a description like that. So I cannot recommend checking this out enough. To throw out some names here. So first, I need to give a shout out to someone who I actually went to grad school with. She graduated a year before me. It's Rebecca Thomas. You might be familiar with that name because she was one of the ones, I don't know if this was true or not, but when rumors were spreading about Captain Marvel, her name was in the mix. But she is attached to a whole bunch of things. And if you haven't seen her first feature, Electric Children, that's one of those movies where, sometimes directing movies is hard. And sometimes you need to get your feet wet, and then you get better. When someone directs their first feature and it is that good, it's just something where you could see that person has a natural ability to make great movies. She's a good storyteller. She's also attached to The Little Mermaid. It was just recently announced that she's adapting the book Gonzo Girl with Olivia Cooke, who's attached to star. So expect great things from Rebecca Thomas. I am rooting for her all the way. Yay. Clarke, who you got?
Yeah, so to echo what you said about Raw, we talked about it a lot on Nightmares, and I saw it at Fantastic Fest. It's like you said, it's so much more than this reputation it acquired about, it's so gross, it's going to make you pass out in your seats. It's like, okay, let's get serious for a second. It's truly a coming-of-age movie. It's well acted, the effects are fabulous, and it is just a gangbusters first feature, so definitely check out Raw. For me, I just wanted to throw out there, we just did a bunch of stuff with XX, which if you're a genre fan and you're looking for some new female directors or just, anthology in general, it's a great way to go because all the directors are so different. For me, my big one is Jennifer Kent, who directed The Babadook. Jennifer Kent, to me, she studied under Lars von Trier. I thought that The Babadook was an excellent first feature. It took me 2 views to really fall in love with it, but once I saw it that second time and absorbed what was going on, I was like, this is a director. She is truly a director in terms of getting an incredible performance out of her lead actress, in terms of incorporating all of the elements of visual and sound and atmosphere and terror and empathy. She's just, to me, this was an incredible first feature, and I think right now she's working on a film that isn't necessarily a horror movie, but it is about the Australian prison system or the colonization of Australia and where she is from, and anything she does forever, I am totally on board with.
As much as I wanted another movie from Jennifer Kent fast, I did appreciate that she took the time because she got a lot of offers too.
And that's the thing, I've heard some stories about this director from Raw, and good ones, but things that I know for a fact that have been offered to her, and she's just been like, nope. Not interested. And that could be these are films that could be really put her on a map and shoot her onto the main stage. But similar to Jennifer Kent, she's like, nope, this is my world, this is my time, I'm gonna take my time. So I really respect that too.
That's awesome.
All right, Natasha, any new female directors on your radar right now?
I mean, speaking of just the actor to director, I think on yesterday's movie talk, we talked about Margot Robbie kind of getting her hands in the producing area with Sirens of Gotham and all that stuff. I would actually love to see her direct something. I think that she's such a talented woman. She's beautiful, and she has so much more to offer than the amazing acting that we've seen. So I'd love to kind of see her step into that directing limelight. I know Patty Jenkins isn't a new director, but I mean, Wonder Woman, I'm so excited for it, and I'm just really hoping that solidifies that women directors should be celebrated. This, what's her name, the Raw director, but
it is a very French
really hard name. Okay,
I will butcher.
Okay, well, hopefully I don't have to pronounce it anytime soon when I'm hosting Movie Talk. But yeah, I mean, just celebrate women and get them in the director's chair and let them do it.
The woman who directed The Lure, I think, is very promising too. She is a Polish director, and while I haven't seen all of The Lure, this is a crazy movie that is a visionary. It's interesting, it's cool, and she's one to keep your eye on.
You can even just get the sense from the trailer. All right, Ashley, who you got?
I was gonna bring up Patty Jenkins. I knew that it was gonna happen by the time it got to me. Not a new director, but I feel like the weight of the world was on her shoulders because so many people were doubting Wonder Woman and what that movie was going to turn into. And everything we've seen of Wonder Woman so far, I've loved, and I'm really excited to see the full and complete movie. But slightly off topic, but while I was researching this, I saw that IMDb added a new F rating to identify movies with female directors, writers, and has significant women on screen in their own right. I think that's really cool to add like a little nod to women to actually like give them some credit. So I think that that's great that IMDb is doing that.
Wendy?
So my list consists of the directors that are not quite new, because I'm still learning about the new upcoming female directors. But I love these women and their work that they've done so far. So my list consists of Lexi Alexander, who's been in studio before, and what a presence she is. Nikki Caro, who's got the Zookeeper's Wife movie that's coming out soon. Patty Jenkins, of course, Wonder Woman, and Ava Green.
All right, I want to throw out 2 more names really quick. Dee Reese, if you haven't seen Pariah, that is one heck of a movie. She also just had another movie that premiered at Sundance called Mudbound, and that was one of the biggest sales. It went to Netflix for $12.5 million, which is insane. And
Crazy.
genre director Lee Janiak, Honeymoon, that is an excellent movie. She has directed episodes of Outcast and Scream, and another extremely talented lady that you should keep an eye out for. So that's our mailbag segment. If you want your questions answered here on the show, it's super easy to do. Just email a good question on over to collidervideo@gmail.com. We'll sort through it, and maybe we'll talk about it on the show. So now it is time for Twitter questions. John, you got a good one picked out?
No, but I'll read some anyway. Kenny writes, just how do they plan to market and promote a movie entitled The Shitheads to a main audience? I'll check it out anyway. Just want your thoughts.
You know, if Fox could market Deadpool quite like they did, I imagine just because there's the word shit in the title won't really change anything. As long as they can get clever and have some fun with it. I mean, I guess it is kind of curious when you think about it, how they're going to write it.
I think it's going to be
spelled.
Like an
The
asterisk?
emoji.
Emojis or
Like Deadpool.
the what am I trying to say? Punctuation. You know, where
The
you like
asterisks,
replace certain
something like
letters with, and you can clearly see that it's what it spells out. That's my guess.
I don't know. You guys have any
I would
creative
love
ideas?
to see you think it's a Charmin commercial, but it actually turns into a toilet paper commercial for the Shitheads.
That's actually
God, Ashley Mova.
I know, I
hired
should
her.
have
be on the advertising
team. I mean, it is curious until this question. I didn't think about how they would market this, because this right away, it says to the people who are under 17, like, oh, can I even go see this movie, or do I need an adult to buy my ticket?
Yeah.
I have a feeling you're going to need an adult
Yeah.
to buy your ticket.
Yes,
Just
that's
knowing
true.
the team behind this, I think this is going to be a hard R.
I mean, why would you ever have that title without going hard on it?
Exactly.
You think they
Major
change
missed
it
opportunity.
if it becomes a problem with marketing?
I think
I
that
can't imagine.
they're going after
Yeah,
that. They
yeah,
go-
definitely.
I think
I see
I
what you're
think
doing
that's their
there. I
ticket.
see.
Like
Yeah.
that's their
That's
thing. They
the-
gotta
yeah.
embrace it. Embrace the poop.
All right, so I think we have the Shitheads marketing team.
Yeah.
We got you covered. All right, John, what's next?
This just came out. Pixar announces their new film called Fuck You.
Yeah.
Intriguing. It's gonna
So excited.
I was
I
Well played, John.
be
Well, I
interesting to
was
see
not
how they
expecting
market that one. All right, Nate Piazzantio writes, if you can only see one movie in May of 2018, is it going to be the Avengers film or the Han Solo film?
Okay. I love me some Marvel, but there's no competition.
Yeah, me too.
At this point, I am just like up to my eyeballs in Star Wars, and I love it. I am so excited for every single movie they have planned. Han Solo, hands down.
Han Solo, hands down, really?
Yeah.
I am. Maybe I'm the only one on the table then. I think I would pick Avengers over Han Solo. I'd see that second right away.
Wouldn't it crush you, though, to walk around this office with everybody talking Han Solo?
It would be. That's real life. That's not even a theory. That's real life. It's just that not that I'm not excited about the film. Everybody's going to go on Twitter now. I was like, Wendy's not excited about Han Solo. I am. It's just that no one really asked for a Han Solo movie, so I'm still wrapping my head around that. I like the casting, the director, everything that has to go with it. But it's like I would have rather seen Obi-Wan.
Oh, interesting.
What
I
you
mean,
going for,
I'm
Ashley?
100% going for Han Solo, like no question in my mind. Donald Glover in there, and now Michael K. Williams potentially being in there, 100% Han Solo.
100% Han. That's all I have to say. 100.
Yeah, sorry, I'm a team Han Solo as well. If I had to choose, I'm so excited for the Han Solo.
Oh yeah.
I am an island.
It's
okay.
Have fun. We won't rub it in your face when we see Han Solo. All right, what's our next Twitter question?
Actually, we have run out of time,
Oh my God.
ladies and gentlemen.
We had
But
so much fun.
before I throw it
had
over to you,
fun.
Perri, to wrap it, I just want to say you guys I was just thoroughly entertained watching you guys do the show today. And just a reminder, today is International Women's Day. You know, it's about time everybody realized that equality, whether it's equality based on gender or economic status or sexual preference, nationality, race, whatever, is not a political issue. It's a human issue. And if you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make a change. Woo. Quoting Batman, that seems to solve everything all the time. And, you know, this is not a political issue. It's not something that people on the left have a problem with or people on the right. It's everybody seems to have an issue with this, one side or the other, across all political lines. So I just want to encourage everybody, take the day today to celebrate the women in your life and then think about the general philosophy of equality overall. Anyway, back to you, Perri.
So yeah, that's all the time we've got for you today. Thank you guys again for joining us for this show. In continuation to support International Women's Day, we will not be uploading any more content today. It is movie talk for the day. So while we wait for tomorrow's movie talk, go out, support an International Women's Day event, wear some red, go tell an inspirational woman in your life how much you love her, and just thank you guys so much for being here. We had a lot of fun, and it was a pretty big honor to share the table with these ladies and host this panel today. All our guys in the background, Adam, Cody, Dennis, Riley, thank you guys so much. And now I want to thank everybody at the table. Wendy, where can everyone find you?
You can find me on YouTube at the Movie Couple channel and on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat at Wendy Lee Zaney. And go out, love everybody, not just women, every day in your life. Love everyone.
Ashley?
Yes, I love all of this stuff. Okay, so you guys can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Ashley Mova. Happy Wednesday, guys.
And Natasha?
You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at NatashaLexis_. Give everyone a hug today, not just the women in your life, and spread love, not hate.
Clarke?
And you can find me at Clarke Wolfe, Clarke with an E, Wolfe with an E.
And John, where can everyone find you?
You can follow me on Facebook and on Twitter, simply at John Campea.
And I am on Twitter and Instagram at Perri Nemiroff. Check out Collider Behind the Scenes every Saturday. Thank you guys again for joining us today. See you soon.
Hey guys, if you like this video, click the thumbs up button. Also, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. It'll help you stay up to date with everything we've got going on here at Collider.
Guys, that was so fun. Pretty sure my armpits are sweating.